sure I pull up the feed. So we're good to go. Sweet. And it's on. Awesome. I was going to sit in the chair, you guys, but I decided we're going to sit in the couch. And we're also in here, too, due to the air raid alarms, and I need my tripod back. I want to have my tripod back from our trip to Kramatorsk. So there he is. He decided to join us this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. All right. So I'm Andy Mercado from Mercado Media. We have our special guest today, but I got my co-host,
Alex Kinash.
and
Rick the Ukrainian,
both.
Do you see that?
Both microphones. Both microphones.
Echo in that one?
So how's everybody doing today? I got to adjust this. I got the phone balanced on a backpack for now until I can get that tripod back, but it should be today. So we've had quite an interesting morning already, haven't we, Alex?
Yeah. I mean, it was a bit of a disrupted sleep, wasn't it, Andrew?
It was. It was a disrupted sleep. I was getting ready to go back to bed after my war news update early this morning at like 3 a.m. And then right after, as soon as I was going in, I walk in and it's like air raid alarm goes off, and then I can hear the intercepts in the sky, and it's just like, okay, well now I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, big bangs.
Yeah,
Big bang, loud bangs.
Very.
Lots of...
I can relate, yeah. Definitely can relate to that.
Yeah, Rick knows a little bit about what we're talking about. For me, I mean, I only experienced it once in July with the Sahed drone came in that got intercepted, and then it crashed into a building from being intercepted. But I didn't hear like a ballistic missile come in and their air defense working to intercept that. Like it's amazing, and the drone or the air defense operators are heroes. Okay, what they're doing they're out there pulling shifts all night long or whatever they got, and they got to be on point they got to be on point the entire time. They can't take any moment off, can they, Rick?
Yeah, because if they do, some people will die. And you gotta be always watching. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit sleepy because I also woke up at 6 a.m. because of the air raid siren. I needed to do it anyway to come here in time.
Yeah.
So it was like an alarm for me today. Pretty good timing. But yeah, speaking of air defense, it's always very important to hit every target. It's impossible, of course, but sometimes it's 100% efficiency, especially if they send rockets or Shahed drones to Kyiv. Sometimes it's even 100% because we have an amazing system here already. But Ukraine is huge, and for example, in Odessa region, we still don't have such a good system, and there are still some hits there. If they send Shahed drones there, around 25% are always hitting their targets because there aren't enough systems. This is why more pressure is needed on your senators, congressmen, and guys, your politicians. If you're not from US, there are still a lot of work needed on every government. So we could get more systems because that's urgent for us.
Absolutely, and especially with Zelensky going to the White House today.
Pretty cool.
But happy to see it. But I'm hoping that Zelensky gets some results, and those
Finally,
the ATACMS, which we heard conflicting information yesterday, but the official information will come out after Zelensky visits. Did you get to check out Zelensky at the UN at all?
Oh yeah, yes.
What are your thoughts?
The address was a badass, and especially the video was always showing that asshole Nebenzia looking at him. And of course him calling Russian missiles like shit. That word, Alex.
Oh.
Yeah, let me check it.
Trough? True?
Trough? Trough, yeah. Trough. In Ukrainian, it's Dyrявy Koryta, and he meant the Russian Black Sea Fleet, and he called it the troughs in hold. Yeah, so if they will be troughs and holes in the end of the war. Yeah, many good points he said there. Very good points, especially about reforming the UN, that UN is useless at the moment. He was talking like 50% or maybe even 70% of his speech was about it, to reform UN. So Russia wouldn't be able to veto everything, so they could finally do something with it and start to make some change, not just talking all the time.
Exactly, and it seems like that's what the UN is a lot. It's like we condemn. How many times have they condemned Russia? How many more times can they condemn Russia? They're sitting on the Security Council. I thought the leader of Albania,
Yeah.
who said
Chairman right
yeah,
now.
if you don't want Zelensky to speak, then you should pull all the way out of
Yeah,
Ukraine.
you gotta stop the war. This was an amazing line, and of course epic, and it will go in history. But yeah, UN is against Russia, but Russia is still part of UN. If UN is really against Russia, UN should exclude Russia. But they need the will to do it, and it's, I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
Will they do it? What are your bets?
I don't have much hope with the UN, to be honest, at this point.
Same.
I don't.
I'll say the same.
Okay, yeah, and I think Zelensky, on the next day where he sat at the Security Council table, he was really laying into the UN. Like, this is like, people are not looking to the UN as this humanitarian entity now that like tries to do good in the world. It's like they excuse it all the time.
It's all just talk now.
Yeah.
No actions at all.
Alex, what's your opinion on the UN?
I think they've got some lovely armoured Land Cruisers.
Yeah, that's about it.
They're very, very nice vehicles that I've do try and ask them to give to us, but for some reason they're quite busy driving them in between hotels in Ukraine, from what I can see.
Or pizza cafes in the east.
Those trucks, they constantly when war started in 2014. There in Donetsk, I saw them every day driving to hotels. I actually was working in one of the hotels, not as a hotel personnel, but as the guy who was looking after their not security systems, but firefighting systems, automatic systems.
Yeah.
I was working in one of the hotels in Donetsk, and they were living there, all those beautiful dinners, and they were living their life pretty good there, and always condemning, always talking, but no good actions, and always blind on some things, like some shelling, some people dying. We haven't seen anything, nothing happened. Yeah, we were always angry at them back then, and I guess nothing changed since then.
Some things never change, mate. Some things never change.
Like UN.
Yeah,
Like the
exactly.
UN.
Like the
And-
unsecurity council, like that. Yeah, literally.
Russian aggression.
Yeah,
That's
and we were in Kramatorsk. We saw the up armored UN little 4x4 vehicles driving past, didn't we?
I can only assume they were lost being that far out. Like that they've been trying to get the mimosa for
Yeah,
pizza
they got
and then
lost
somehow ended up in the Donbass.
They took a wrong turn in Kyiv.
Yeah, they all look quite worried.
They did. It took everything within me not to just go as they drove past, because it's just there's vehicles that they have that are just collecting dust. Like they have so many 4x4, like the type of vehicle, better vehicles. I mean, we had really good vehicles for the NAFO 69th Brigade, like among the best of all of vehicle fundraisers. I think it actually is the best for vehicles. But the UN vehicles, they have up armored 4x4 like Land Rovers, right? I believe.
I mean, each of those
RAV4s.
professionally up armored Toyota Land Cruisers
Yeah, the
they've
Land
got,
Cruisers,
they're like $250,000
Yeah,
each.
they're very
seriously expensively built bits of kit.
right.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's sitting here. You know what I mean? Like just collecting dust. Then they go from pizza place to other pizza place. It's annoying. It's a whole thing on its own. But anyways, I'm glad you got to check that out and provide your insight on it, because we watched it on my war stream last night. I watched all of Zelensky's speech and all of his speech at the UN Security Council table. It's getting very interesting. What's your opinion on the situation with Poland right now?
Wow, I must say this was unexpected, hearing such things from Morawiecki and Duda.
Would you mind explaining a little bit of the background, if you know it? Because I don't.
Okay, I think that they are, what here in Ukraine we're talking about is that they're having an election, and it's just for election. They are pushing their farmer electorate, and that's what farmers want to hear right now. And they'll probably will just stop talking about this instantly after 15th of October, when they'll finally have their election, and when they win. And I guess it won't influence our relationships in terms of military support. They will still do it. But yeah, hearing those rhetorics is pretty scary when Poland is our best ally, and especially the reaction of Ukrainian leaders, of Ukrainian government. It's actually seems unwise to me sometimes when they are just saying, we will sue you guys. What the hell? They could just wait for this 3 or 4 weeks. They understand what's happening, I'm sure of it. But they still choose to oppose Poland and all the countries, but not only to oppose them, also giving them the proposition for some steps, to do. Yeah, do this photo. Nice.
Live photo.
Do some steps to negotiate and to find a solution, to find some common ground. And I guess Slovakia and Romania, yes. We call it Rumunia in Ukrainian. This is why I'm mixing words sometimes. Yeah, I guess they already looking into this new plan. And I think this might solve soon. But with Poland, yeah, it's not only scary but unpleasant to hear when Duda is calling us the sinking ship or something. This was such a bullshit.
Right. Like you said, you probably wasn't the smartest for the Ukrainian leadership, right? Yeah. But at the same, it's like you can find some mistakes in both, right? I feel, but it's like I empathize with the leadership of Ukraine because Ukraine's been a full-scale war, invasion. Zelensky's got to face families. He's the one that has to go and meet the lost lives of loved ones. So. It's a frustrating situation.
Yeah, I actually have something to add. It's actually a good sign that we've been opposed in this, because before this full-scale invasion, we weren't a country to influence anything in European Union. Wow. And right now, some countries are admitting that we are influencing something. And I guess it's not a bad thing. In all of this, it means that we are really welcome to the European Union soon. And I've heard about some history about Greece before being accepted. There were some similar fuss going around in media, and countries were opposing it, and there were some bad stuff, but they are still came there. And same was with Poland. There was some media stuff rising up before Poland entered the European Union, and they were really not welcome there in the media, because countries felt danger from free concurrence is the word. Yeah. So I guess it's a good sign after all.
Yeah, way to hunt the good stuff, the resiliency right there. I didn't think of that. Yeah, having it a part of being a part of diplomacy, and also here and again, this is coming from an American where our politics suck, but this part of the world, there's conflicts within politics often over here. Is that correct?
Yeah, you mean between our politics?
Between powers of countries here, disagreements.
Disagreements.
Yeah.
A good word, definitely. It's a natural process. There are debates. Yeah. There are some people always need to find the common ground if they don't agree on something. And the European Union is about that, I think. They usually have a lot of disagreement, but they stand, by the rule to find that common ground, and they usually do. It works.
That's good to hear. Alex, have you been able to look into any of this at all or hear about it?
The Polish situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been bubbling over for a while now, right?
Yeah.
Because they were not supportive, along with Hungary, I don't think, of the original grain deal.
No.
And I think this is the challenge of politics, isn't it, in general, that you have a sort of a global interest in not having problems with fluctuating food prices, which is why the grain deal is important in the first place, and not having nations that are being starved as a result of the blockade. But also then on a country level, you protect your own interests still, don't you? So on one level, it's like, no, we need Ukraine to be able to export for its own economy and for Africa, so they don't, say, buy their grain from Russia instead. But then obviously on the country level, Poland's like, yeah, but we don't want it to affect the prices of food in our country.
We have our own farmers.
And I think it's just another example of that happening, i.e. be it around grain or be it around weapons, isn't it? That, if you didn't have politics, you would just give Ukraine everything that you've got because it's sitting in a warehouse not being used.
Yep.
But that they don't do that because they don't think that that's the best thing to do with their local populations as well, because everyone has voting cycles and the elections are coming up in the future, and people want to position with the right message back home, don't they? And that's the annoying thing about the world, is things are not just done for the right reasons all the time.
Exactly. Very good way to put that, Alex. I can just hope. I only hope that, and I feel this will happen, that Zelensky and Duda will they'll sit down and talk with each other, have a conversation. Do you see this happening, or how do you see it coming together?
I guess maybe they will sit and talk together and agree to be opposing each other for another 3 weeks, and then after that,
you really think it's gonna go away then after this?
yeah, I really think it will. This is how it's happening in politics, and I guess everything's will be fine. We just need to withstood these attacks on each other and then just be friends again.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was like I came back and I saw that, and I'm like, I saw Poland's comments. I'm like, oh no, oh man, they gotta get it together, because that's some messaging right there that's not too friendly. What else have you been up to? What else have you been going on since we last left you in July?
Well, my usual stuff. You guys probably know that my cat is very sick, and that's been my biggest, not, I wouldn't say problem, but pain, because I love this football, and she is really, happy and loves us too. And she went to, in this month and a half, she went to the 4th stage of chronic kidney disease, which means that she will, like 50% of the cases on this stage end up in, like, with her dying in 35 days. But some cases, we know about some cases when they lived for even years. Oh, wow. So maybe she will be lucky. For now, we're getting her really medicated. Every day she gets 6 shots, even 7, and she's feeling good. She has appetite thanks to all these meds. But there were, in this last 2 months, there were moments when she wouldn't want to eat, wouldn't want to contact with us. It was really hard, and it's all a big challenge, and a couple of days ago I realized that I'm really losing her, and it was really hard morally. I would say honestly that I cried that day a lot, but next day it was easier already, and yeah, she's happy right now, and I'm just happy to live these moments with her. What else I had this last few months? I guess we're raising money for the NAFO truck also.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I know that I asked you to put the link in the
Well,
description.
first of all of us and everyone listening too, our thoughts are with your fur baby, and that we hope the best health and the best outcome for your fur baby. You know, that's your child. You know, that's you take care. Yeah, exactly. So we can only hope for the best, Alex.
It's a beautiful cat, Rick, and I hope you get to spend more time with it.
Thank you. I've been putting photos out there.
Yeah. We've seen it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the other thing too is both at Rick the Ukrainian, who's 28% complete with his, or you know you have 28% to go, right?
To go, mate.
Left. That's all he has
Yeah,
left
yeah,
is
yeah.
28%.
78.
So he's at
72%.
72% complete. His truck is in the description of the video. Alex and my Good Morning Kyiv truck is in the video. So if you're looking for a place to donate, Rick the Ukrainian campaign, Good Morning Kyiv campaign, there you go. I mean, I know a lot of people right now, it's been over a year, they're looking for places to donate, but places aren't, you know, they're not trustworthy, or maybe they're not, you know, being as transparent with, is the money getting to Ukraine or not? But I feel that this NAFO truck campaign's amazing.
69 Sniffing Brigade has proven them worthy of trust, definitely. And how many trucks, Alex?
240 now.
That's crazy.
About 100 drones.
I'm really excited to be part of this initiative. It's my first truck, our first truck, because it's not just mine. It's actually people's truck. Mine is like 1% in all of this because people are donating. And I must say that for our fundraisers, 16,000 euros is a huge number, because my fundraisers are usually, like for example, right now we're raising for a truck for just 7,000 euros. It's for my friend El Greco. It's on my page on the streams. The links are there. If you're interested, guys, you can go there. And I usually do it during my streams, those fundraisers. But this 16,000 euros is impressive, and we're almost there in about a month. Crazy good result, I think. And someone donated once 2,500 euros.
Wow.
And got those perks to put the phrase there on the car.
Yep.
Excited to see the phrase. Of course, if people didn't forget to get the feedback to 69 Sniffer Brigade, because some people might just donate and don't care about this. I really hope that someone who donated cared about that and will put the phrase there. Would be awesome to see. Really excited to finally finish this one, and to probably be involved in delivering it. I hope they will allow me to do it. They are doing it, with every streamer and blogger there.
Yeah, if you're,
I hope so.
Yeah, if you're able, I mean, if you can get to Estonia, you can do it from the start. I know a couple Ukrainians travel there to drive it, or you can get to Lviv, and then
I guess
from Lviv on you can.
this is the second option, because
Yeah.
probably they won't let me out of the Ukraine.
It's a lot of work.
I actually don't. It's totally fine for me to stay in Ukraine.
Yeah, because that's where Aiden Aslan, Cossack Gun, he joined us, but he joined us in Lviv, so definitely able to do so. Drive it right into Kyiv would be awesome.
Yeah, and it depends on where I should take it. If it's Kyiv, then I can take it from Lviv to Kyiv. If it's Kharkiv, I can take it maybe from Lviv to Kharkiv, or from Kyiv to Kharkiv. So we will have to discuss it.
Yeah, of course. And the other two, I'm coming back again in November for Thanksgiving. So for another convoy, so we're gonna have a couple vehicles, hopefully. Yeah. I'm hoping this electronic warfare truck will make it for October because it's faster. But then we have another one, and I'm hoping it'll be on the November convoy for a drone patch that we're doing. The drone team.
Cool.
It's got like a beaver on it for the beaver drones that have been attacking Moscow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Those drones. Do you know the names of two activists, volunteers here in Ukraine who launched this initiative? Alex probably could know them. The one is the famous Ukrainian blogger, Ster. Do you know him?
Oh, shit, what, Petrula?
Petrula and
Petrula.
Sternenko is the second one.
Yeah.
They're the two guys who were launching that campaign, and those Beaver Drones. Yeah, they were amazing. It was amazing to see them there in Moscow.
Yeah, it was. Well, hopefully we can see more.
Yeah.
Serhiy Petula is like industrial mega fundraiser, isn't he? Like, yeah, he's like a Ukrainian. I think he was a TV personality, wasn't he? Like,
He's a professional.
you know, like, but he goes like, right, everyone, we're gonna buy some drones. Everyone and raises like 2 million in like euros in like a day. And then he's like, right, we've got 500 drones. Or
We need more now.
Or then he's like, right, let's buy some mine-clearing tanks. You know, like,
Sternenko is the same.
yeah, it's
The guy,
amazing.
he has his YouTube channel, which is almost 2 million now. He's very famous in Ukraine. He's an activist. He was doing it from, I mean, even before 2014. He is from Odessa, and he was fighting the corrupt mayor there. He's still in power, that mayor. We're waiting when he's down, because that guy is just a thug. And our this guy Sternenko, Serhiy Sternenko, he's pretty famous in Ukraine. He was saying the truth right to the face of that guy, and that guy was actually paying the other thugs to murder him, Sternenko. There were 3 attempts to kill Sternenko. Wow. He was wounded. He actually killed one of the attackers in one of the cases in self-defense, and now though they are trying to prosecute him, saying that it was an attempted murder when he was attacked. Wow. This is crazy, yeah. Crazy. The case has fallen apart, but they are still trying. That mafia is still trying to get him. It's crazy what is happening in Odessa with those thugs, but Sternenko is gonna win this, I'm sure. And this guy is just the same as Petula. He's raising crazy funds. The last one was for 75 million hryvnias. It's in dollars. It's about, I guess, $2.5 million, or just $2 million. Yeah, about $2 million. And we raised it together. We Ukrainians raised it in just 2.5 days. Wow. It's crazy. So you guys must know about this guy, and he's put in. Actually, every day he's putting a 10-minute video about the situation in Ukraine. So it would be awesome. He has subtitles. Maybe they are not perfect, but it gives you the perspective of what is happening in Ukraine every day. He speaks about collaborators. He speaks about stars here in Ukraine who still support Russia or just quiet about it, about politicians, like pro-Russian politicians who are still here in, sometimes in our government also. So he fights all of them, and it actually works. He wins battles sometimes.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. You have an activist that has such a high profile and is also contributing or fundraising millions of dollars to come in back towards Ukraine.
He's inspiring. I must say that he's inspiring, and looking at him gives me more powers to finish my fundraisers.
It's inspiring to you.
Yeah, definitely. It's inspiring. This guy is inspiring, and would be awesome to reach that level someday.
Yes, absolutely it would. Well, before we get to the next topic, we're going to have Alex give the signature weather report. Yeah, you're on the line. I noticed it. I noticed that you were not
It's
yet.
what we've all been waiting
what
for,
we've
isn't
all
it,
been
really?
waiting for.
I mean, and yesterday was very British grey.
Yeah.
I mean, we woke up, there was even rain on the ground, wasn't it? It was like, oh my God.
It was a gloomy morning.
I might as well be in Chichester or somewhere like that. But today here in Kyiv, it's actually starting off not too bad. It's slightly overcast, but there is some sun in the sky. What time we got? It's 10 to 9,
10
so it's 61 Fahrenheit at the moment. That's pretty warm, you know. It's warm enough to be wearing shorts. We're going to have highs later on of about 75 Fahrenheit. That's sort of late afternoon. Sunset's getting a bit earlier here now. It's starting to sort of set around 7 o'clock. So, we are getting towards winter. For those Europeans that are watching that's a range of temperature from 16 to 24 degrees. So, for people in England, 24 degrees is something really only your oven gets to and not actually the weather outside. So, it's still pretty warm here in Kyiv in September, and it's going to maintain that like for this week and the weekend and next week at the moment. So, September is a very nice time still to be in Ukraine weather-wise.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Which I'm excited about because I have like 2 more weeks here. I have the rest of this week, next week, and the following week, and I leave the Monday. So I'm here for a couple more weeks. The other thing too that I have to look into, chat, that is likely pretty exciting, but a partnership with United 24. I went through my email and we actually responded, but the communications manager, I got to ask Rick and then Starsky to verify that this is legit, because there's such opportunities often, but sometimes these opportunities aren't legitimate. So I'm going to verify that it is, but United 24 reached out, their communications manager, and it's looking like we're going to get to partner with them. But of course, if it's BS, if it's just something like they want to, some weird little ad thing, I'll tell you guys and let you know if it's junk. But it's some good news at least. Great to see. And United 24 does great work. So if there is a semblance of reality to it, maybe it'll lead me to United 24 because they do good work.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity if it's legit, of course. But yeah, I hope that it will work because it will give you a lot of great content, and we will give it to people. The most important thing, to speak to Ukrainian soldiers directly is the best thing, because you can see the information right from the source, from the people who fight Russia.
Well, I imagine the email said, and I haven't seen it, but it was like, look, Zelensky is a massive fan of the show, and he's looking to ideally come on it.
They watch this show personally.
Yeah,
it's Zelensky recommended your channel.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be crazy if we were like, Magyar watches our channel, like, and he watches the combat videos. That would be something insane to say. Like, just imagine that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have time for that. Definitely.
Don't ruin my dream, Rick.
It's my dream too, man.
I'm assuming they're all there in a command control room underground with it on the screen in the background and like a battlefield map in front of them. Yeah, that's pretty much, I think, how this war's being fought. Shall I do some fan comments like these for now that I'm a moderator in this chat room?
Do the fan ones, and then we'll do some questions for Rick specifically that you guys would like to ask.
If everyone chucks some questions for Rick in the chat in the meantime, I'll just go through these. We've got a good morning, Andrew, Rick, and Alex from Australia. Slava Ukraini. Awesome. Slava. Thank you, Herfy. That's very kind of you. WL from the USA is $10 in here and some sort of Japanese waving cat thing, which is quite cute. I think there's love to the cat there. I think that's for you, Rick. i3Bu has $5, and congrats on the big announcement. Did I miss some announcement?
That was the United 24 thing.
Right. Well, congrats.
I think we're the only one that they've reached out to about that so far, which is great. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's another reason why I should ask about it a little bit more.
And Yahweh Canadian $5 as well. How did you hide your big announcement, Andrew? I mean,
how did I hide it? Well, we had so much else going on. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. Like, the email came through, I think, a few days before we actually got here to Ukraine, but I think one of my mods responded, but I never got to tell anyone, because it was just, as soon as we get to Ukraine, it's like a thing, and then we finally get to relax between the vehicle handoffs and the drones, and it's a lot at first when we first get here. So.
And Slick Willie D has said, Merc, can you give Big Mac Battle Blog YouTube channel a shout out? He's an amazing Brit with the best stories. So,
awesome. Who is it?
Yeah, the Big Mac Battle Blog.
Big Mac
Battle Blog.
Battle Blog.
Yeah,
YouTube channel a shout out. Well,
thank you, Slick.
Thank you, Slick.
We will check him out, and obviously he's British, so he must be absolutely amazing human being. But in the meantime, there's he's Brandon's friend potentially, I think.
Oh.
So
Brandon, the Ukraine, the best I can. Yeah.
that's cool. There's been a lot of love to you, Rick, in the chat over the past sort of 20 minutes, and for the cat. And I think that's people sharing their stories of their love for their animals as well.
So we'll open it up then for questions. You don't have to send it through a super chat, you guys. It's weird. So you'll just ask, and then I have Alex who's going through questions. So if you have anything for Rick or any of us, actually, feel free to ask. This is an interactive morning show, right? We can talk and talk and talk, but we want to include you guys as well, because all of you are very much a part of this. Between Rick's channel, my channel, Alex, you guys are all very much a part of why we get to do what we do. Plus, all of you donate to our fundraisers and help Ukraine out. So please ask questions.
People are liking the hoodie, Andrew.
Oh, yes.
It's a bit.
Awesome one.
Yes, I think it's awesome. This
that-
is one of those that.
I guess the back should be displayed too, because it's a watermelon there.
So this is a designer that's doing different Ukrainian hoodies based on towns and regions, and the pictures represent famous things. So I think they've done Kyiv, they've done Lviv. That one, I guess, might be Kherson, given the watermelons on the back.
I guess it's her song.
Yeah.
Andrew, can you please show these two blue and yellow things closer to the camera, probably? Yeah, because they are pretty awesome element of this amazing hoodie. Yeah, speaking about hoodies, if you guys don't... Yeah, amazing one, definitely. And I like the color, the light pink color. Awesome one.
I do too. I like all of these hoodies that they have. Like, they have like a few of them.
I wanted to show, this closer because it's a NAFO hoodie. If you, is it?
Yeah, let me
No,
see.
I guess I get low. I need to get lower.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, you can see it.
Nice. So this one has been bought already almost about a year ago.
Yeah.
Now when they just launched them, it's Saint Javelin back on the back.
Yeah, and the merch in Ukraine between St. Javelin's work, because all the money that they get goes right back to Ukraine. But there's a store that's like right around the corner that Alex introduced me to, and this place has some of the best Ukrainian merch and designer clothing that's from Ukraine, and it's like all Ukrainian made. I got this sweatsuit that I wore yesterday. It's like a hoodie and and sweatpants combo, and it's so comfortable, and it's just so fuzzy and warm, but it's just amazing. The material of the clothing's amazing. Like, you can tell it's high quality material, and it's just really comfortable.
Just to go through some other ones as well. Someone asked me to say Chichester again, so there you go. We've got that. Oh, will we have Starsky on the show again? No, because he took too long to bring the donuts. So that's why he hasn't come back. He's banned.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but no, Starsky has an actual job to do, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's
right.
working. Like, he has to wake up at 5 a.m. and put his boots on and go and defend the country. So he was able to be on our morning show every day in July because he had taken 10 days off of work finally. So he was able to come. So he'll probably be on our show on weekend mornings.
So he's working the weekdays.
Yeah.
And is off. One day off.
Yeah.
Will Rick be on the October convoy? Well, yeah, if everyone can keep donating and get the truck done quickly.
Yeah, it's whether or not we can get the
trucks
trucks done. Like I say, if you want to see me back again, we got to get another truck fundraised, right? Or if you want to see Rick's truck, we got to finish him. We got to donate to him. I'll throw in about $2,000 towards mine here soon. Like, I throw $2,000 in about every paycheck, so we can get ours up there. We can get it going. So if you're interested in supporting a solid organization that supports Ukraine, and we're all involved with it. Rick's involved with it now. It's amazing. NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade, Ragnar, and our trucks that we're fundraising, and also drones. We're going to have a big drone announcement coming up. Archer Ray's spearheading it, but we did a video, and it's going to be so cool. I don't even want to ruin it, but we're advertising the new Ukrainian FPV drones.
Awesome.
Yeah, because we're trying to raise money for those. Or Archer's going to be spearheading.
Looking
it.
forward to it. And actually, I wanted to say something, but I forgot. But speaking of drones, yeah, you don't bring only trucks, you bring drones, and there are a lot of good Ukrainian brands appeared in the last year, and especially FPV drones, as they are, yeah, and we can provide some cheap prices, I hope, because for now they are more expensive than Chinese drones.
Right now, the new ones that were coming, the new ones with the battery on them, that they have the Ukrainian Trident on them, $700 a drone.
It's more expensive because
Than the Chinese ones?
They are 400.
Or 400.
So yeah,
Cheaper than the Mavic though. The Mavic,
yeah.
the Mavic, the three that we got were like $22,000 a piece. You know what I mean? So either way,
Mavic lives for a longer time, right? Because it's it must be a reconnaissance drone.
true. So from what this is like new. So like this drone is like a new one. It's Ukrainian made. Like it's developed here in Ukraine. It can go up to 15 kilometers on the battery. And it's like brand new. Like they showed it to us. They have like a stock of them, but they need the money to be able to distribute them. So. We'll have to wait for more when Archer gets that video and starts it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because he's taking responsibility for
Two
it.
different types, basically, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
the Mavics are more for
Yeah, the Mavics are air reconnaissance. And
They live longer.
yes.
And those are total expendable.
Yes.
and an FPV drone is essentially
Smash into the tank.
artillery,
Yes.
but more accurate.
100%.
Now, you have to, if you think like an M777 howitzer shell costs somewhere between $30,000 to $50,000 per shell.
Yep.
And whereas these FPV drones are maybe $500, $700.
Yep.
It's a lot cheaper to fire them than it is to fire shells, and they still suffer from challenges, right? So they can get taken out by electronic warfare, and also you lose signal for the last sort of 5-10 seconds. So not all of them hit. I think the ratio is about 1 in 10. So, but even at that's $7,000. So 10 times 700 is still much cheaper than firing artillery.
Yeah.
And it's definitely changing the face of warfare.
And I guess the rate is even higher than 1 of 10. It might be even like 3 of 10, so might be even cheaper.
It depends on the operators as
Yeah.
well. I think the biggest loss of drones is user error.
Definitely,
Yeah, you know,
because
that's a
it's
bit-
really hard to operate them. They're really fast, and the feedback from the controller is huge. You know
Yeah.
that, right?
Oh,
You tried
it's
one.
immediate. Are you
Yeah.
talking about the FPV drones? Yeah,
Yeah.
they put it on our face, and he held it in his hand because obviously we can't fly it. So, but that was fine because I would have got sick. He held it in his hand and just went like this, and like did some maneuvers with it, and then walked around, and I was like, I had to take it off because it's instant. There's no lag, and it's a high frame rate. It's got to be at least 60 frames or higher because it's like the image is like perfect. And the fact that these guys are flying them 15 kilometers, they're avoiding gunfire by spinning with it, and like I'm just imagining it because he did this with it, and I was like, dude, I can't. Like I'm getting motion sickness.
You gotta be a better human to operate that. You as a gamer, you are experienced also. Have you been playing with controller or with the mouse and keyboard mostly?
More keyboard mouse lately, actually, especially with like PC games.
But maybe you're experienced with controller too.
Very experienced with the controller.
And it might be even for you hard to operate those drones with controller. What do you
I don't think I would be able to. I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't even keep the goggle on for longer than 5 minutes without getting a motion sickness. And that's with him just walking with it, not actually flying it. But it tells you the level of mental skill it takes too, like mental toughness, as well as like the physical aspect of making sure your eyes aren't getting strained. They likely have to get enough sleep, so they don't get tired, because I'm sure like the movement in there, they have to be mentally tough to know like what they're looking at too, and it's just a lot. It really is, and it's amazing, and something that I definitely, without the proper training, couldn't do. But even so, like I'm queasy when it comes to motion sickness sometimes, and I think maybe that job probably wouldn't even be for me, honestly. I don't think I could.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like those VR headsets,
Yeah.
automatically make some people sick.
Yes.
So you just couldn't do it.
Exactly.
As it's even if it was an Oculus Rift for your PC or a PlayStation or whatever. Just some people, it's just not for them like that.
And even with
Instant-
those, yeah, and even with those VR, I can only do about 4 hours of it, maybe less, without, and then I start getting like a little motion sickness. It's like I can't even wear the headsets too long. But this is literally like it's like the RoboCop or something. The way that this goggle works, it's so thin, it just goes over your eyes, and it's amazing. That's all I can say. It's amazing.
Crazy skill they have, those guys.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Alex, you had something to say?
Well, yeah, but not about drones. I was going to move on to a completely unrelated subject, actually.
Do you have any more?
I've got a question for Rick here from David asking about a Pepsi, Mars and Snickers being banned in Ukraine. Is that happening?
Well, they kind of put them into the list of the company sponsors of terrorism because they still work with Russia, but they're still sold in here. You can still buy them. It's just up to you and to your consciousness, not consciousness, but conscious, right? If you want to support the company who supports Russia, of course you can keep drinking Pepsi and eating Mars and Snickers. But I don't do it anymore. I should probably stop drinking cola too, because if I'm not mistaken, the Coca-Cola company still operates in Russia. By the way, I have the app, the Ukrainian app. Yeah, do you have this?
No, I don't. Does it tell you which companies are still in?
Yeah, you can just open it. They constantly update it, like every day. There's a scanner you can actually scan,
QR code, yeah.
but there's a list, and just find in here. Let's find Coca-Cola company. Coca-Cola, is it?
There it is.
Yeah, they still work with Russia. They have lowered the number of products. No, probably not the number, but the scale of their trade. It says they have lowered the scale.
So suspending certain operations in Russia, but they continue to operate some chains like Costa Coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. Should I stop drinking Coca-Cola?
I think it'd be up to you. You know what I mean? It's up to you.
It's up to.
It's a personal choice at
Yeah,
this
it's a
point, especially when we live in a world like this where we're in a capitalist world, you know. So it's great. I mean, it's like the way that you put it. It's like it's great. You have the personal choice to choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's telling you that you can't or you have to drink it. You know what I mean? You have that choice. And
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge anyone, and no one's gonna judge me except for probably my wife. Yeah, she's very how do you call it, principled in these things. Yeah. And I really admire her for that. Yeah, so that's a personal choice of everyone else. Alex,
more questions.
maybe more
Alex.
questions?
Yeah, a few more questions,
I
Alex.
guess we totally
I also learned from that, don't mess with Rick's wife.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, you're planning on coming back in November, right? With some more trucks, and there's that sort of important American day that no one else understands in the world, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Right? Which from what I can tell involves eating like a Christmas dinner, but in November.
Yeah,
right.
It's essentially.
But the question is, are you going to cook that for us?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Hey, listen, I can bring
a savage blow.
I'll bring the I'll do mac and cheese and some stuffing. I'll do the stuffing. Okay, turkey. I don't even like turkey. All right, I eat ham on Thanksgiving.
There was me and Rick sort of sitting here thinking, "Oh, this is going to be nice. Like Andrew's going to cook us a Thanksgiving."
American. We took that. Like that wasn't even ours to begin with. Like Thanksgiving, we stole that. So from whom? The Native Americans. When we came here, right? Yeah. So, but at the same time, But turkey's dry to me. I like ham better. Anyone else like ham in even Christmas? Christmas ham. Have a ham. It's amazing. I can't. But stuffing, green bean casserole. I don't even know if they do that here. Do they have green bean? Do you even know what a green bean casserole is?
I only heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
It's okay. No, you got pies. What else? What do you guys bring to your? No ham or turkey, neither. What do you have for your meat then for Thanksgiving? Fried turkey,
sweet potato
pie. Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Pumpkin pie, absolutely. Sweet potato's amazing, dude.
Yeah, love sweet
Oh,
potato. Yeah.
You've never had sweet potatoes?
Ah, you mean we call it in here? Damn it! Let me remember the name. Batat. We call it
Okay.
batat here in Ukraine. Yeah, I tried sweet potatoes. I never tried the pie, sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. It's very good. Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Mashed potatoes, definitely.
Yeah.
Gravy. I forgot what gravy is.
We have I hear that at United, we have a very unique gravy in the U.S. Apparently, it's even different than the U.K.'s gravy.
Gravy. Let me translate it. It's a sauce.
Yeah,
So
it's a
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's a sauce that goes on on potatoes basically, or biscuits. It can go on. Like,
Oh yeah.
It's like you can use I've used gravy for 2 different things. Breakfast biscuits, like a breakfast sandwich is amazing. Just drizzle gravy on it, or mashed potatoes. But you put butter in it. You can so you have your pile of mashed potatoes. You put like a spoon in, and then you can make a volcano, because then you can put like the melted butter in the middle. Yeah, and then you drizzle it with gravy.
Sounds exciting.
Oh,
I'm
it's-
already getting hungry.
No, you're already getting. Yeah, good thing we're going to breakfast.
Yeah, I
after
don't like this conversation at the moment. It's like causing me problems.
this. The headache's already kicking in for our breakfast. So.
Maggie has agreed to cook us a Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you,
let's
Maggie.
go. Yeah,
Thank
they
you.
actually planned that too. The NAFO guys want to do like an American-style Thanksgiving on November for that convoy. So I said why, but that's what they want to do. So interesting. But you know what? When I was in the military, do you know what the best Thanksgiving is? And this in Ukraine should do this too. It's a potluck. You bring your favorite dish, even if it's a Ukrainian dish, whatever it is, and then everyone brings something, and then you eat that.
Would be awesome.
That's what we did when I was in the military, because so many of us have different backgrounds of how we celebrated Thanksgiving or foods. So we just said, fuck it. Our group would everyone would go to the store, grab a couple items, and then we just combine it, and then, we'd have a potluck. Sometimes it'd be traditional Thanksgiving items there that you'd see, and sometimes you'd see something wild or something different, But that's the way that we do it.
That's the best way.
Yeah, I feel like that's what we
Gives
should
you
do.
the diversity. So
Yeah, because I want to have some Ukrainian food on Thanksgiving. I don't want to
Yeah, it would be
eat ham. Yeah. All right. Any other questions, Alex, or final thoughts, and then we can get going to breakfast, because we're actually going to be linking up too with another guy who was with us in the East for breakfast this morning. So it's going to be, maybe we could have him on the show to talk. He's probably got some knowledge, Alex.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Mike.
Well, we can speak to Mike.
Yeah, we'll
at
talk to him and see if he'd
breakfast
be interested,
and
'cause he's
see what
got
he's thinking.
He's got some experience.
where is he from?
I mean, he's an American, but he's like his journalism's like boots on the ground journalism. Like, he gets in trenches, and he was in Iraq and was with the soldiers there. He's been covering the NAFO convoy now. I think the NAFO his big story will be the NAFO convoy, because he's been covering it for like months now.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he's gonna have like a big end piece to it, which I'm pretty excited about to see what that's gonna be. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes documentaries, does articles for like New York Times. He's
Yeah.
a very experienced sort of
A good New York Times journalist.
war journalist. Yeah, I think you've got to. It's difficult to. I imagine that world's changed a lot, right? With the rise of independent media or whatever, like YouTube, like this.
Yeah.
You probably used to get paid like loads for doing articles, but now they don't pay anywhere near as much,
Because
right?
like so many random, like my ass does it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So but it's in some ways it's good, right? That
Yeah.
it's sort of made it more competitive.
Yes, it's definitely a competitive area now. Yeah.
Rather than all the news being channeled through certain
Like
channels.
3 sources, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It just, I guess, the flip side is you get unregulated stuff, and some of it can be just people talking absolute rubbish and not actually reporting the news.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is, that's basically what I do. But, like mine's fairly non-threatening, just dodgy weather updates and sort of fashion stuff, right? It's not exactly spreading disinformation about the world, is it? Unless Kyiv is now full of people like completely underdressed for like the monsoon that's coming. But I think I'm fairly harmless in the bad advice that I give out via YouTube.
Is that about it for?
2 questions for
Yeah.
me there in one super chat, but
Oh.
I think I'm not
Really?
gonna be the one to read it.
What here? Let's have a look. Hold on.
Yeah. On the last. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
where?
Is it goes to
Go on,
the top,
scroll-
like this one? Yeah.
No, that one was there already.
It's here.
You'd
Oh, it's still not here.
no, yeah.
Because if you scroll it over here.
Yeah, well, if you can see it, let's
How do you
read it
find
out. Rick's.
I hope it's not. It disappeared.
Please hold, everyone. You know we've.
Who had a question
Yeah,
for Rick?
did
It's
someone
not
have a
even-
question for Rick?
I actually remember those two questions. Can you explain your tats? I guess they are tattoos, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a single tattoo.
Me
on.
neither. Me neither.
And I don't plan to.
Me neither.
I know that it's to make yourself more beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But it's also to hurt yourself. I know that it's a way of auto-aggression to do the tattoos, and I never had auto-aggression tendencies, so I never wanted tattoos, and it's fine for me to be unpainted. But I love to see them on other people.
That's how
it looks beautiful.
For me, it's just I hate needles. So like the idea of being under a needle for hours.
Yeah.
You know, I just it's not for
Same.
me. Yeah. So I'm tattoo free myself too, but tattoos on people look cool though. Like I love seeing.
I hate to get shots at the hospital. Well, like I'm not scared of it, but nothing
Yeah, it's
pleasant.
not- yeah, it's not a pleasant experience.
Unpleasant, and I never want to do the tattoo for this reason, I guess.
So
The second question in that super chat was, what do I want to do after the victory of Ukraine? Simple. I want to travel around the world, definitely to see some new places and meet a lot of people from my community, for example. They're all over the world, and it would be awesome to visit them. And also, definitely, I would love to continue what I'm doing, to do the streaming and fundraising, because Ukraine will still need a lot of help even after our victory. There's going to be a lot of issues, rebuilding, the matters of veterans. I guess it's going to be a huge challenge for Ukraine, especially the mental health of our people. This should be worked on, and I would love to become, I already am a blogger, an activist and streamer, and to keep being him.
keep being that.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm planning to do.
Oh, there you go. Good plans, good solid structure, and I hope that you'll have success through that because that's what I want to do. Keep doing that as well. Alex, let's get your final thoughts for the day, and then we'll go have some breakfast because I'm having hunger kicking now.
Before
Oh,
that,
okay. Of course.
may I get something?
Yeah.
Show you something?
I think I want to just be a weatherman.
You just want to be the
And
weather
I'm gonna
guy.
and to show my
You have-
love
you
to
have a- you
Ukraine,
have a-
I'm gonna
oh,
get
wow.
an all body.
What I have here
Wow, what's this?
is a berry monkey. It's a berry monkey. This is the gift from our common, dedicated viewer and follower, Barry Mundy.
I've heard Barry.
Yeah, Barry Mundy.
Yeah, Barry.
Barry Mundy is always there in the chat. Oh, I dropped it once again. So his mother knitted or sewed them. How do you say this?
Sewed it.
Sewed it. Sewed these monkeys to bring smile and happiness for some Ukrainian people and also to supporters of Ukraine.
Wow.
He sent 6 of these to me. I was unboxing them on the stream with Starsky a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he also sent a few of these to you.
Oh, wow.
I would love to present one to you, but he already sent it to you.
Okay.
I have a few of them, so I will present this one to Alex as
Yes.
I and Barry wanted.
Amazing.
Yes.
Let's go.
And I hope you like it. I hope it will give you the smile. And if you decide to give it to someone else that you think it will bring joy, that you are free to do it. So, man, this one is for you, or probably to forward it to someone that you meet here in Ukraine.
I'm very happy with my life. Nice one.
That's
So
his new cuddle buddy
is
now.
this Barry in the chat?
Yeah,
here?
I think
Barry's
in the
Barry,
chat.
oh, Barry.
That's-
Nice one, Barry. What
Yeah,
a
Barry's chat.
what a
Barry is. Have I said?
Yeah, there's Barry right there.
Yeah, it's him. Have I told you that he's from Australia?
Oh, we have Australians are
Yes,
huge supporters of Ukraine.
this is actually an Australian fella.
Wow.
It went from Australia here to Ukraine.
Really?
One will go for the NAFO truck, I guess. It will be like the talisman. Is it a word in English? One will go for NAFO truck. One will go to El Greco, my friend, when we raise money for his truck. And it's going to be a talisman on his truck, definitely. And we'll think about one is being used by my kitty. Have you seen the photo from yesterday in the community tab? Yeah, guys, you can see it there. She's sleeping on one of those, so yeah, pretty pretty cool.
That's awesome. GG's Barry.
And
Well,
Barry's mum made them.
Yeah, Barry's mom made them.
Yeah.
Wow. She called Mercado Media Mario Media one time. She's like, "Do you watching Mario Media?"
Yeah, so thank you very much, Barry and his mom, especially his mom, for making these guys. And yeah, they are already bringing joy and smile to people's faces here in Ukraine, and they will keep doing it. Please, Barry's mom, do more and send it here, so it will bring even more joy to Ukrainian people and Ukrainian supporters.
I think rebranding you to Mario Media and having you like dressed up as Mario is actually
Mario
a good
Media.
shout as well.
Mario, yes.
Yes.
We got one from Vladinator Alex.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Big one.
Vladinator, 100 Australian dollars. I've got no idea what amount of money that is. It might be like 10p or something. You know, it's like some, but I'm sure it's not, and I'm sure it's quite generous, Vlad. So I'm just joking. But you say thank you to all for your wonderful work. That's quite a serious sentence, that, for Ukraine. Congratulations, Merc, on the awesome news from United 24. For anyone that wasn't here earlier on, Zelensky has reached out because he wants to come on the show.
Yeah, Zelensky personally for United 24 and said, "Hey, I'm coming on the show." So
Congratulations. Make sure to have a beer or two later in the day. Yeah, that can happen. That's Slava Ukraini, and here's some money for Beers for All. That's very, very kind of you, Mr. Vlad. Thank you very much to you. And thank you again to Rick and to Barry and Barry's mum for the bear.
it's a very adorable plush.
It is.
They are actually all unique, like their faces. Some of them have like this small nose. Some of them have two holes. Some are smiling. Some are serious. So you have the unique one.
Thank you so much. Just Sully, like you said, an update on the NAFO truck. Well, I mean, we've got Rick's campaign going at the moment.
Yep.
He's got, it's under 30% left to go. We got the Good Morning Kyiv, Mercado Media, electronic warfare super truck.
Yep.
That's had a good start.
Yeah, we're at like almost €6,000 already now on that one.
I wanted to ask you, sorry that I'm interrupting you, Alex. What is the warfare addition to this?
So the electronic warfare part is they're gonna mount it so it can have jamming equipment on there. It can have ability to have, I believe they're like a rack for CUAS weapons in there. Like they're built a weapon rack. It's a 4x4 van. So whatever technologies they need to disable Russian surveillance, cameras, drones, you know what I mean? Like I think that's what's gonna go on this truck.
So I guess the price of it will be, I mean, the system itself around €5,000 comparing to the other truck or something like that. I wonder what system they will install there. If they're willing to share what it will be with you and they're okay to uncover that, would be really interesting, and for the viewers too, I guess.
Yeah, and if anything too, if I can't find that out, the best information is I'll go to Ukraine and show them with my videos and be like, because that's we didn't know what the medical ambulance was going to look like either. Because they were like, yeah, we have this ambulance. And I'm like, we're fundraising for an ambulance? Like, what's that going to look like? And then I get to Ukraine and it's amazing. It's like we did the video. Scottish Pops picked it up. It was a great time. So good, solid unit, Project Constantine, and all the work that they're doing trying to save lives. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the 4x4 van. It'll be kind of cool. All right, well, let's get final thoughts cooking here, and then we'll head to breakfast. It's almost 9:30. So let's, Alex, let's take your final thought of the day, and then I'll get Rick, and then I'll close out.
More people need to be like Barry's mum and make cool things like this because they're unique presence. They show real effort and thought and empathy, and I love it. So be like Barry's mum, knit things that we can give to give people smiles in a very difficult situation in Ukraine. So thank you.
Rick?
Final thoughts. Okay, this was a great show. Thank you. I was happy to be here. Again, Good Morning Kyiv is something awesome and unique. And I really wish that it will be happening for years. You'll be coming here. But even after our victory, because I really hope that it won't take years to get the victory. But probably it will, unfortunately, because Russia is getting supported by tyrannies all over the world. And it's also raising its potential bit by bit. Of course, not that fast as they expected, but they are doing more drones. For example, more Lancet drones, and the first fact of it's being used on further range, like 70 kilometers. Before that, they were using it like on 20 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. But this week, a video appeared where they are hidden our airfield with Lancet drone on Dnipro. In Dnipro, I guess, yeah. And our MiG has been hit with Lancet. This means Russia is developing. Russia is getting smarter. It's copying our tactics and developing their own tactics because, of course, we can laugh at them, but they are still a serious enemy. We must not underestimate them. And I guess we need to do even more support to the armed forces of Ukraine. That's what is need to be done. You guys, please share the stream with your friends, colleagues, family, someone who still doesn't know about it, must know about it because it's really important. It's about supporting the armed forces of Ukraine. Of course, we always can do more. I understand that it might be tiring sometimes, and of course, money is something that has the ability to end. But as I see, there are no limits, indeed, because people keep donating and being generous, and they understand how important it is. And I'm really grateful to everyone who came here today, who is coming to all our streams, the community streams. I mean, you guys are the real driver of all of this. You are given the, us the ability to keep doing this, to keep supporting the armed forces and to getting our victory closer. So I will end with this gratefulness to all of you for supporting us, for supporting Andrew, Alex, me. This is amazing. I really look forward to everything that's waiting ahead of us, like the NAFO truck and all the adventures here. And the most important thing, these adventures are going to help the armed forces of Ukraine and all the defense forces. Because, for example, my friend El Greco is serving in the border guard, and so technically he's in the internal forces, and he's not the part of the armed forces of Ukraine, but still is a defender of Ukraine. And I'm also really grateful to all the defenders who just mobilized themselves in the beginning of the full-scale invasion and earlier. They are sacrificing their lives to protect us. So I'm really grateful. Thank you.
And thank you for your final words, Rick. Always meaningful. Like you said, thank you to everybody that sticks around, and especially it shows up to these types of streams because they're so different from what I built the platform for. Well, I built the platform from news in general, but I really built you guys, and you've been following me since I started covering the war in Ukraine at home and just going through combat videos. And I know that generates lots of views, and people show up for those because they get to see the combat and like, you know, whatnot. And we, like last night, you know, for my stream, we have 1,600 people like immediately watching, you know, and for you guys to then come back and watch content like this where it's just kind of a conversation, that we're not showing anything violent or there's nothing beyond just our own brains and our conversation, is really awesome. And it shows how supportive you guys actually are, especially everyone. I know a big group of my American audience is sleeping right now because it is the middle of the night. So if when you wake up and you watch this in the morning for your breakfast, thank you. All right, thank you for supporting Mercado Media. Thank you for supporting Rick the Ukrainian. Thank you for supporting Alex and all of his campaigns he's cooking, and he's making a name for himself on his own here in Ukraine for all he's done. And also thank you so much for supporting Ukraine and being here constantly and doing everything you can to fundraise. So it's like you guys are amazing, supporting us in our own individual endeavors and our own growth personally, like Rick's channel, my channel, but also coming together to for a common goal of seeing Ukraine achieve the victory is amazing. So check out the description of our video. Rick the Ukrainian's NAFO truck is nearly finished. If we could help him get to the finish line and get that thing done so it can be in the next convoy, that would be amazing. Our truck, the Good Morning Kyiv truck, is also in the description, so you can check that out. If you want, maybe you want to get Rick's patch, and maybe you want to get a Good Morning Kyiv patch. You know, you should get both. Then you can contribute to both of our campaigns, and you get something out of it. So it's awesome because Rick has a pretty awesome campaign. You're at Rick's. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see that someone donated during the stream, so thank you very much. It's 75% now, only 25% to go. It's less than 4,000 euros. It's achievable. Really cool.
Absolutely. So thank you to everybody that contributes. We'll be live, or I'll be live tonight for you guys. Well, tomorrow, maybe. No, it would be tonight because it's already the following day. So normal time would be 3 a.m. Kyiv time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Full news update like you're used to. And then we'll have Good Morning Kyiv with Dylan in the morning. Dylan Burns is coming back on. And then I'll see if I can have Starsky on Saturday, but for a morning show. But then of course I'm leaving to Kharkiv. If you guys didn't know, I'm going to interview Fumi-san. He's a Japanese, he runs a free cafe in Kharkiv, which is like a food shelf type like we have in the U.S., or like a food bank, where he's like just gathering food supplies and then distributing them to those in need for free, right? It's a food bank. So we're going to go, and he only speaks Japanese. He was given an award by President Zelensky last month or a couple months ago. Very well known here. And
Hero of Ukraine award, mate.
And I have a individual individual named Graybeard who's going to be tagging along and going to be translating for Japanese, because there's a lot of interest from Japan to help Ukraine. Like they have came out of their isolationist ways in a sense for support of Ukraine, and that's awesome. I wanted to go to Japan too. Anyways, like that sounds like an awesome place to go to. So it's awesome seeing Japan like being a part of the conversation and wanting to be a part of this. It's really cool to see. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Lots more to come, plus our videos of our trip, and there's still vlogs I haven't even posted yet. So tons of content's coming from my trip in Ukraine. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, go subscribe to Rick the Ukrainian's channel. Alex Kanash's channel is also in the description. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Slava Ukraine. Perfect. I didn't even plan that.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.